In this lecture, we are going to describe about inspection procedures. So we already discussed about inspection and various checklists involved in the inspection process. Here, the quality standards obtained from the modern construction projects have not kept pace with the developments in technology and management in construction industry. Recurring incidents of faulty design and construction have caused untold damage and loss of property and life. The economic and legal implications of construction failures are nothing compared to the human lives that are lost and the permanent and temporary physical, mental, and psychological suffering. So, construction quality can be affected by whether the clear set of design and drawings is available. Sometimes the confusion in design and drawings may show up a poor quality of construction. Whether a clear and well laid out unambiguous set of specifications is available, whether the clearly defined quality control methodology exists, whether there has been usage of proper materials, workers, and equipment during the construction processes. The major cause of controversy in quality control is delegation of responsibility and authority pertaining to quality assurance. Traditionally, designers, as agents of the owner, are responsible for ensuring compliance as per the specifications. So mainly the designer is the one who is going to be responsible whether they are meeting the requirements as per the specifications. Okay. So another controversy is like that delegation of responsibility and authority. So who is going to control what? Who is responsible for what? That is what quality control is very one of the major challenges. So the responsibility of supervising the contractors performance can be delegated to designer field staff, clerk of works. So he is responsible for seeing that the work is performed according to specifications, but he has no power to enforce compliance. Quality control is the responsibility of entire project team, okay, including owner. Quality control inspections should be done with the motive of encouraging and ensuring good workmanship rather than to catch culprits. Specifications should be realistic and these must consider natural variations in workmanship. In spite of these diverse factors influencing construction quality control, it remains a possible goal. The process, which entails a system approach that makes participants in the construction process work together as a team. By taking a better care and offering incentives for good workmanship, the quality construction can be obtained. So whenever possible, you have to offer some sort of incentives. You have to take care of the people involved in the projects, like taking good care of them by providing proper incentives, proper motivation, leadership. Those things will make sure that your morality among them is properly maintained or enhanced, so that the quality can be obtained through the such activities. Okay, so the legislation and regulations can ensure and safeguard the health, safety, and welfare of the public by securing better construction quality. So we have to make sure that proper regulations, standards, policy has been established and followed. Okay. Followed to make sure the health and safety and welfare of the public is maintained. Right. So inspection. Inspection usually entails checking the physical appearance of the items against what is required. Activities such as measuring, examining, testing, and gauging one or more characteristics of product or service and comparing this with specific requirements are part of inspection. So whatever the material could be, like what you have to examine the material or measure or test the material, and you can compare it with some specific requirements, specified requirements, standard requirements. So that is called inspection. Okay, just checking it and matching whether it is meeting the specific requirements. Okay, so it is generally a non-destructive qualitative observation. So it is non-destructive qualitative observation, not a destructive one. It is a non-destructive. Such as checking performance against descriptive specifications, and thus it could be subjective in nature. In some cases, gauges or machines may be required to do some simple measurements or examinations. Collecting concrete cube samples and testing them for quality interpretation is one of the common examples of inspection in concrete construction operations. Three common levels of inspections are at the time of receiving the raw materials, parts, assemblies, and other purchase items, and at the time of processing and final inspection prior to the acceptance of product. These are the different common levels of inspection taking care, okay, at the time of receiving, at the time of processing, and the final inspection prior to the acceptance of product. The process of inspections is undertaken in a structured way using checklists. Needless to say, the checklist helps to compare the characteristics required out of product, vice versa, what is inbuilt in the product. Just to comparison, you are going to create a checklist and compare the characteristics. So these are the different. This is a different checklist, sample checklist for farm work inspection. So you can say that the different description of farm work inspection items is given in the table. So you can see here there is a complaints and remarks. So whenever there's a, possible when you do inspection in the site, so you will have a sample checklist like this. So the engineer will go, the quality engineer will go to each site and he will make sure that each questionnaire is the complaints is yes or no. Okay, for example, you can say here whether the approved design, drawing and specifications available for the farm work system. If it is yes, then he will tick. The engineer will tick. Okay, there won't be any remarks. If it is no, then the engineer will say no, and he will start giving some remarks. So he will say that the proper drawing has been not provided, proper specifications is not included, something like that. So the corrective action will be taken care of some other person. I mean, the in charge of the person, the quality manager, okay, whoever is in control of the particular activity. So likewise, we'll have different, description of particular work. So for farm work inspection, we have different, questionnaire sample checklists have been given. Or for all production measures provided to all voids and exposed edges, is suitable access and egress provided to the farm work areas. Is the farm work firmly supported to the base plate, ground, or supporting structure with good holding conditions? Whether the working platform of adequate width has been provided. So this is all the question checklist which is prepared based on the standards established in the construction organization. Okay, so they have their own standards. So we need to make sure that it is been meeting the standards or not. So inspection is the primary objective of inspection is that whether we are meeting the specific requirements, okay, mentioned in the standards as per the standards. Okay, a safety net is provided if the height of the work is more than 6 meters. So for every item, for every description or list of inspection items, we will say whether it is yes or whether it is no. So we are going to tick it and we are going to write the remarks. Okay. So that is the primary role of objective of doing this particular inspection. Okay, in our projects. So this is the common procedure to do the inspection. Okay. We're going to create a checklist and we're going to make sure that this checklist have some complaints, yes or no, something like that. You tick it and you're going to write the remarks and produce, give it to the manager. So whoever is responsible will take corrective action based on the input you are giving. Okay, whatever the inspection you have done, the quality, I mean, other manager will take some corrective actions further. Okay, this is the reference preparing this lecture.